Have you ever wanted to upgrade your F-150 tailgate applique or change the decals on the back of your F-150? Stay tuned to this video. I'm going to show you how to upgrade it to something cool like this new Raptor style, or if you just want to remove them or replace them. Come on, let's get at it. Here, everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. And for all my longtime subscribers, welcome back as usual. Look, today I got an easy DIY for you in my F-150 series of mods. I'm going to be replacing the Platinum Applique on the back of my 2016 F-150 to something a little rugged. I'm going with a little rugged look. A lot of people use this Raptor style applique. It's a common upgrade, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. There are a couple things that you need to do. First of all, obviously, we got to remove this applique here. And this can be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to show you how I do it and how easy it is to do. So we're going to break this video into two parts. One will be removing the applique, and two will be assembling and installing the new Raptor style F-150 applique that we're going to put on my 2016 F-150. As usual, I'll leave links in the description for all the tools that I use and where you can find the parts that I use for this in case you want to do the same build. Apart from that, you're going to grab some simple tools and let's get to it. Let's change this thing out. Before we begin, obviously, to remove this, they're only held in by some clips and screws on the back of this that go through the tailgate. So what you want to do first is you want to open your tailgate, and you're going to notice on the back here that there are, it's going to have either a cover like mine, or maybe it doesn't, but there are going to be some screws on the back side here that you're going to need to remove the cover plate that's covering the back of your tailgate. So let's go ahead and remove them. On the back of my tailgate, I have 8 T25 screws. I'm going to go ahead and remove all 8 of them here so I can get to the back of this panel. Make sure when you're taking your screws out, you want to set them somewhere where you don't lose them. Once we have the screws removed, this thing should just come right up. We can take it and set it aside. With that out the way, you're going to have access to the back of your tailgate here. Should have a cover plate like this. You can remove that as well. What you're going to notice now that you're going to expose a bunch of clips in your tailgate here. You can see we have a 10mm screw on this side, and you also have a 10mm screw on this side. Up inside here, there are also going to be some clips. You can see some of them. You'll be able to see one clip here, another one down here, another one there. Basically, as you go down, you'll see them all throughout the back of your truck. These are the little clips. They're annoying, but what you're going to do is you want to go ahead and remove them. Those are the only things holding in your tailgate. Now, if you can see the clip here, what you want to do and what you're going to see me doing next is you want to squeeze down on these and push them at the same time. And then also reaching around on your applique, you go to the edge of your applique with a pry tool and apply some pressure so that when you push these clips, they push out and they stay pressed out. If not, when you push them out, they're going to want to push back in. The first thing I want to do is remove these 10mm bolts. They're pretty easy to come out. Those are the only bolts that are holding in the applique. So once you have these removed, you can go ahead, set them somewhere safe so you don't lose them, because you may want to have them for, you know, if you're going to sell your applique or if you need to reinstall it at some time later. We got one screw here, and we can remove the other one here. All right, that's done. We can set this aside. All right, so what you're going to see me doing now is I'm going to squeeze those clips with a pair of pliers, and I'm going to reach under the applique here and apply pressure on the edge and pry the applique downwards so that it applies constant pressure, and then I'll just work my way all the way down to the ends of the clips until they're all removed. All right, if you're lucky enough to get all the clips, your tailgate applique should already come off. I have 1 or 2 clips left that didn't unlatch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a pry tool again, reach up from underneath the applique and see if I can separate it and pry it out. These may take a little bit of work, and sometimes you may end up breaking these little clips, but as long as you don't scratch or dent your surface, you should be good. And there you go. Now your applique is off and you should be good to go. If you look on here, you can see I saved most of the clips. There are a few that were broken, but at the end of the day, you can always replace those clips. They just slide back in. Now that we're done with this, let's prep our surface, clean it up, and then we're ready to assemble the new applique and start the next process. All right, my go-to cleaner is always going to be Goo Gone and rubbing alcohol. This tends to work the best on removing decals and getting your surfaces prepped. So go ahead, spray this down with some Goo Gone. What I like to do is I'll spray it on and I'll let it sit here for 5 or so minutes. So if any adhesive or anything else is left on the paint, it should make quick work of it whenever you decide to start cleaning it up. All right, all we got to do now to clean this thing up is just go at it with a rag and try and get this thing as clean as possible. Now any dirt that's left on here, you want to get that the Goo Gone doesn't get, you can use rubbing alcohol or use a mild degreaser. Look, this is going to take a little bit of time, but just be patient with it and everything will come out nice and clean. You want to get this thing as perfectly clean as possible. It obviously might not be super perfect, but the whole idea is just to get it clean. All right, once you're satisfied with how clean your tailgate looks, the last step you want to do is you want to prepare it with some rubbing alcohol to give it a nice wipe down to make sure that the surface is free of any dirt or imperfection. Use your rubbing alcohol, clean this up, and then we'll be ready to apply our new tailgate applique. All right, if you notice here, I got this F-150 Raptor style tailgate applique. I purchased it off, I think eBay or Amazon, but I'll leave a link in the description, whatever it is. If you notice, it's got the F-150 logo badging down here, as well as, this one's a little bit different. I changed mine out to have the platinum logo. Since I have a platinum here. This thing actually comes with the Raptor logo that you can stick on here, but I figured I don't want to make it seem that my truck is a Raptor. It's not really a Raptor. I just want a Raptor style look, so I changed mine to the platinum letters. I'll also leave a link in the description where I got these letters from. My tailgate came with the Ford letters already mounted in them, but if you flip it over and look on the back, you can see here that there are actually clips all around here that the letters snap in, and the badge is held in by screws. So these clips sometimes are hard to get in, so if you don't want to snap these in, you can always just break the clips off and push them through and use the screws to secure them. Either way, they'll work just fine. All right, so once you have all your letters screwed in and you're ready to go, the next thing you want to do is you want to put on some 3M tape. They actually provided 3M tape in this kit, which is perfect. And they also provided some glue and they got some adhesion promoter. Now, the way this system works is that we're going to go ahead and put 3M sticky tape around the edges. And then once we're done with that, we're going to put some globs of glue all around here, just in random places, just so that once we get the applique on, it will bond to the surface. Once you got all the 3M adhesive down, you want to go ahead and run your heat gun over it a little bit, just to help promote the adhesion to the plastic. You don't have to do this step, but I like to do this because it actually prevents it from peeling off whenever you're trying to remove the tape from your 3M sticky tape. Yeah, so just run your heat gun for a little bit. You don't have to do it for too long. And then once you're done with that, we can jump on to the next step. Once you're ready, you can remove the cover for your 3M sticky tape. Once you got all your tape removed, they actually provide a adhesion promoter here that you can apply. It's like a glue prep. You can use it it will increase the bonding to the surface. Here in Florida, it's super hot, so I don't think I'm going to use it. But if you want to, you can go ahead and paint this on over the tape just to promote the adhesion. All right. Next thing we want to do is you want to put a bunch of this glue all around your letters. There's no rhyme or reason or where you're going to put them. I just like to, put a few globs around the letters, just so that once this stuff dries, it's supposed to dry super hard and have a good bond. Anything to help the bonding helps. So yeah, I'd like to go ahead and put this on. All right, once that's done, we're ready to put this thing on. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, once we have our surface here and we know that it's dry for sure, we want to go ahead and see if we can get our applique and get it ready to be put on place. Now, you definitely don't need two people to do this. It would help, but I'm gonna try and show you how I do it without the help of another person. What you wanna do is you wanna start on one side first, get it lined up as best as you can. Once you have one side, you can go ahead and line up the second side. And just go ahead and press it in place. What you want to do is you want to make sure you get pressure applied to this thing, the decal. You want to make sure that you hold it here for, 20-30 seconds. Pressing firmly all the way around first to make sure all the 3M tape sticks. That's what you see me doing, working my way around the edges. When I'm done with the edges, you want to go ahead and press on the letters, because that's where your glue was. See if you can get your letters pressed and get some adhesion to the body of your truck. In order to make sure this thing dries well in place, they also recommend that you use tape to just hold it to the surface so that you make sure that it stays tight. Leave this here for 24 hours. So work your way around, put some tape there just to hold this in place. Once you have all your tape in place, just let this thing sit here for 24 hours, and then you can remove the tape, and your applique should be bonded to the surface pretty well. All right, with that done, let's go ahead and put the covers back on, and we should wrap this thing up. Once we're done with the tailgate applique, we can go ahead and put the cover back on the back side of our tailgate. All you need to do is line up the holes on this side here and replace the plastic cover that you had. The last thing you want to do is tighten up these screws, get them in place, put them all back the way they came in. Make sure they're nice and snug. Again, you don't want to over tighten your screws. Just put all your screws back in, and once you're done with your screws and it's all nice and snug, your installation is complete. Hey guys, welcome back. That wasn't too bad, right? Now look, you got the tailgate applique updated and replaced. This was how to do it. It was pretty easy. One of the things I need to point out about this applique that I got is that sometimes the clips for these letters are very hard to go in, but you actually don't really need the clips. So if you're having a hard time with them, you can break the clips off and just use the screws on the back to hold them in place, and it will work just fine. Apart from that, the install was pretty easy. Couple screws to remove on the back of your tailgate to access the clips to remove your old tailgate applique. And once you follow that process, you're pretty much done with this thing. Another cool thing about this applique is that you can see I updated it with a platinum badging here, and the gloss and finish on it looks pretty darn good. One thing you want to do is you want to make sure that the adhesive adheres to this thing. So leave the tape on for 24 hours. Mine is dry now and it looks perfect. It's tight all the way around and it looks pretty good. Other than that, there's nothing more that I can say. Now listen, if you guys enjoy the content and you guys like what I'm doing, please don't forget to hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button to stay tuned when I put out more content. You can always check out the mods that I'm doing on my F-150. There's a link up here on other videos if you guys are interested in, doing a little bit of work to your F-150 all by yourself and not having to pay somebody. Go ahead, check them out. Once again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.